Представьте мир, в котором
Imagine a world in which everyone has superpowers. Discovering the secrets of the universe, improving people's health, understanding the languages of the past, and creating languages of the future. Predicting customer needs and creating new products which can change the world. Feeling the pulse of society and creating perfect infrastructures, accepting any and all challenges. These are the powers that are available to everyone. This is the power that the AI gives us. The journey into the world of artificial intelligence starts now.
Заместитель председателя правительства Российской Федерации.
Deputy Prime Minister of the Russian Federation, Dmitry Chernyshenko.
Доброе утро, дорогие друзья.
Good morning, dear friends. Welcome, dear participants of the conference, The Journey into the World of Artificial Intelligence. This is the 8th conference in a row. It has been bringing together dozens of millions of experts, specialists, and AI enthusiasts from all over the world. Welcome everyone here, online, offline. Last year, the AI Journey live stream garnered views from 180 countries with more than 50 million views. I hope that this time we will break that record because we will be discussing interesting topics today and tomorrow. Thanks to Sber, the organization has become especially thorough and sophisticated. A huge thank you to Sber for helping us organize this conference. This is truly a landmark event for the entire global community, so please join in, like it, and send the link to it to your friends. We see today a very serious competition among global players for leadership in the technological race. Where do you think Russia fits in that race? I'm happy to say that Russia is well fitted into that rating. By the number of big generative models, we are 4th in the world. And we are also in the top 10 in the world by the total maximal power of all our supercomputers. Of course, there is still a lot of work to be done, and the government has been prioritizing this as a focus area, but I think you will agree that our country has a huge potential in creating and implementing its own AI solutions. We have developed technologies that have built a reputation already. Let me tell you about it more. The Russian AI market last year amounted to over 650 billion rubles, which is roughly 18% more than the year before that. This is a significant gain. Over 1,000 Russian commercial organizations are already conducting their own research in AI. We have more than 90 research centers which engage in scientific research in AI, and we see a lot of industries in which we have transitioned from design to practical adoption and application of AI. The Russian government was among the first in the world to start implementing and introducing its own platform-based solutions, similar to Microsoft Asia. You probably know that this year, according to the presidential decree, all federal executive bodies and regional executive bodies have started transitioning to the platform called GovTech, a platform solution for public services, which allows reusing and using its modules. The most important module there is the AI-based one, which is once again used by executive bodies and other agencies, all stakeholders, in order to create added value and added efficiency to public services. We have some very specific use cases that prove the efficiency of these solutions. The Federal Tax Service, for example, has been using AI for 7 years now in order to sort receipts by the names of items at its cashier's terminals, which means they can view in real time the dynamics of consumption and the fluctuations of prices of the most significant categories of goods, which means a continuous flow of data that feeds into the AI-based models and helps in data-based decision-making. Or the EMERCOM, the Emergency Ministry, has implemented this system that helps predict the risks of fires. As a result, we have been able to decrease threefold the response time to emergency situations. Another example, in Moscow, across all its adult polyclinics, an AI-based service has been implemented. Thanks to that solution, if there is a suspicion that the patient might have one of the 95 serious diseases, the doctor can get a second opinion for a conclusive diagnosis. The precision is almost 87%. Or there is this metallurgical plant in Magnitogorsk that has implemented the system which helps detect and classify defects in the production cycle with at least 95% accuracy. In order to appreciate the dynamics of AI adoption in public and economic life, an index was developed, an index of intellectual maturity in AI adoption. This index has four main components: the evaluation of maturity of industry-specific companies, and also the evaluation of municipalities and executive bodies on the federal and regional level. 31.5% is the current average level of AI adoption in priority areas, a very great figure. The leaders here are, of course, obviously the financial sector, but importantly, the information and communication technology industry is almost on a par, just 1% difference. And the third one in the top three is healthcare. In comparison with 2021, the average level of AI adoption in the country has grown by 1.5 times, and the level of AI adoption at federal executive agencies is even higher than in economic sectors, more than 60%. We have also studied the satisfaction index among those working in the AI sector, how satisfied they are with their employment in Russia. Over the past 3 years, it has been consistently high, according to expert estimations. This year, that index will be 68%. Overall, the Russian government, according to the president's decrees, has been making systemic efforts to develop AI technology according to the National Strategy of National Security and the National Strategy of AI Development, which the president last year ordered to update. But I'll tell you about it in a minute. In order to consolidate and coordinate the efforts among all the government agencies and bodies, we have created an AI operational center with regular meetings and digital experts, our digital task force across the different specialization domains. The main purpose of that center is to accelerate the execution of presidential decrees which have strategic importance. In Russia, this strategic trajectory of development and vector of development with a very high pace has been established based on the presidential decrees, which in turn arise from such industry-specific conferences where the president comes and listens to what experts have to say, what executive bodies have to say, and then decrees and assigns the goals that we need to achieve. At the end of October, we launched a second wave of selecting research centers, which means they will be able to receive grants to develop practically applicable AI solutions linked to priority economic industries. These centers will also be training specialists, will also be creating frameworks. The first 6 centers that have been operating since 2021 have been conducting research in AGI, in trusted AI, in AI ethics. We have allocated more than 7 billion rubles to develop this domain. By the end of the year, we will additionally select at least 6 more winners who will receive government support. We have allocated for those purposes more than 6 billion rubles. By November 25th, in just 2 days, the Russian scientific and research organizations that haven't applied yet will be able to send their applications and participate in the selection. So after that second wave, we will have at least 12 pillar centers, world-class centers. There will be this link between the centers selected after the first wave and the second wave, which means we will be able to merge them together in this unified research framework or basis. There will be some cross-pollination among them and expertise exchange. Moreover, we have been adjusting the strategy of digital transformation in economy, and we have adopted a strategy of digital transformation of state-owned companies. In particular, insofar as it concerns AI adoption. We have already approved the updated strategies of digital transformation in education, transport, and manufacturing. The Ministry of Economic Development has also developed an updated strategy for all the companies with state participation. According to government decrees, the use of AI technology will become mandatory for all companies which plan to apply for subsidies from the state budget. Starting next year, we are going to pilot this new approach at enterprises with over 800 million in annual revenue, the companies that work in priority sectors of economy, priority sectors in terms of AI adoption. And in order to support business, starting this year, we have launched the mechanism of tax benefits. Entrepreneurs are now entitled to factor in the calculation of income tax. This coefficient, 1.5 coefficient, if they have been implementing AI technology. Over the 4 years since the adoption of the first national strategy in AI development, we have already laid good groundwork for making good progress. As I said, this year we have updated the national strategy with the main goal of making sure that Russia transitions from AI ready to AI native. The new stage in AI development in Russia consists in this transition to active implementation of projects using AI in economy, in economic processes. This transition is extremely important if we want to maintain our leadership in the global AI race, as adjusted for the global trends that we all observe. What are the global trends? You can see them all on the screen. The first trend is the ambition of states to achieve technological sovereignty and independence in the environment of mutual restrictions, where certain countries basically restrict access to their innovations. You will remember how everyone transitioned at open source to from open source to closed computing capabilities. So AI is no longer about just enthusiasts and fans of AI. It is about very specific commercial instruments and mechanisms. And We know that the US, Japan, and China are currently leading in the total maximum power of supercomputers. And according to some forecasts, new supercomputers that are being created will be 18 times as powerful as the ones we have now. The second global trend is this increased, intensifying competition for talent, because the growth in global competition is making this a truly hot topic, the training and retention of specialists. A quality indicator, quality metric in AI education, which demonstrates how pertinent these programs are and to what extent they conform to market needs. The absolute leaders are MIPT, ITMO, and Higher School of Economics. Other universities are catching up. The top 10 of Russian universities are already competing on a very serious level for being the best, which means their graduates are highly skilled specialists that have been pushing AI science forward.
The AI Alliance has also put very high bar. Up to 100 educational programs have been launched by companies and more than 20 labs in 35 universities of Russia. And this is not the end. Actually, not only Russian, but also foreign students can actually partake in this program. So I'd like to take this opportunity and to invite all the foreign students to these programs, because the graduates of these programs will be very much in demand in the Russian market. Every year, the AI Alliance companies hire more than 3,000 graduates in AI or data science and other related areas. The third trend is the AI security development. As the technologies are growing rapidly and as data volumes grow exponentially, we're going and transitioning from the customer-centric model to the human-centric model, where the priorities for the state and the businesses are the interests of specific users, and that means security of users, security of his or her data, and using AI based on the data that we generate ourselves. Now, obviously, you have to ensure there is a balance, so the ethics should not stop but encourage progress, and obviously, together with the development of the technologies, there are complicated ethical challenges that we have to face, and these are the unique challenges, and we have to find a way to resolve them. Last week, Russia hosted an AI ethics forum that discussed the ethical dilemmas. More than 15,000 people participated in the forum. I'd like to say that Russia has one of the most detailed ethical regulation in AI globally. In 2 years, the AI code, ethics code, was joined by around 330 organizations, among which 23 foreign organizations and 60 Russian authority bodies. And today, after the plenary session, new participants will sign the document, and also a declaration on the responsible expert of AI technologies will be signed as well, and we're going to talk about that right after my presentation. The fourth trend is the commitment of the scientists in various areas to use large language models and generative AI Experts believe that in the next 10 years, these technologies will add around $7 trillion to the global GDP. At the same time, the modern generative models continue to grow, continue to develop, and now it's not only the
методами с подкреплением.
general knowledge that they're tested with, but also the specialized knowledge. They're good at that as well. And they work with the reviews of the humans. It helps to drastically improve the quality. The generative AI becomes and science. Every expert should use AI to hone their skills. The development of industry-specific AI is possible when the tasks at hand are very applied, very down to earth. So you have to understand what problem you want to resolve, and you have to give the task to use the technologies of AI to resolve this actionable task. And this is what organizations have to prioritize, and we have to use the foundation that the fundamental science has provided. And now the big challenge right now is to decrease the compute costs for 1 unit of the time, or another priority is to create the microchips to launch NNs that work based on totally new physical principles. And obviously, to resolve this task, you need fundamental science. And last year, during this business breakfast, I've mentioned that the R&D scientists, who are the elite scientists in high-tech tech in Russia, should deliver that, and I hope that it will happen. Now, fifth trend is the growth of the economic effect from the using of AI. Experts believe that by 2030 in the global economy it will exceed $15 trillion, and I would like to say that the AI contribution to the GDP of Russia by 2030 will be around 6%, maybe more. However, as we search for the financial benefits, we should also understand that apart from the economic effects, there are social, institutional, and other effects that have to be taken into account. And the last message is that on the global level, the issue on AI regulation is coming on top of the agenda, and that also the tools have been discussed. There are several approaches. The first one is when the priority is given to the business self-regulation. The second one is the hybrid one, when there are very strict regulation that is combined with self-regulation. The third restrictive approach, it's mostly used in the EU, when the regulation is focused on risks and limitations. Our approach, Russian approach, is more of a hybrid one. Russia is a country with the very beneficial environment for the AI development, and that means experimental, legal regimes in the regions, and the popularization of the ethical norms. Currently in Russia there are 11 regimes in AI for self-driving transport and vehicles and healthcare. As in a response of challenges set forth by the Prime Minister of Russia, a strategic session was organized, and the experts, the business and government communities and scientific communities in detail discussed the development of AI and its outlooks and main challenges. And the strategic session resulted in the offers to update the national strategy on AI development. And we expect the president of Russia to soon issue a decree on the AI development. State governance also, we need to invest in AI better and to make sure that we face the international isolation while being in better shape. Now, the national strategy will help to respond to the challenges and to ensure that we achieve major social and economic effects by 2030. There will be a 10-time increase of the compute to 1 exaflops, 2 times increase of the number of scientists that are publishing on the highest A level, 95% increase of the share of the industries with high level of AI implementation in 5 years from 2025 to 2030. Will be thousands of new AI scientists, and by the end of the decade, there will be a 5-time increase of the volume of the market of AI solutions. So there will be the regulatory barriers that will be removed. These are the barriers that have been discussed during this AI strategic session, and they are limiting the full-fledged development of AI technologies. So by 2030, there will be a full-fledged inter-industry cooperation between 30 friendly countries. We expect that by this time Russia will be in top 5 in the countries in the main metrics of AI, and thanks to the use in the new technologies, it will increase. Russia will increase its GDP by 6%, and a very important figure. Let's remember it by 2030, and we will meet at 2030 at the same conference, and we'll see whether this expectation was true. But the expected growth of GDP by 2030 is 11.2 trillion rubles. That's a great number, and let's make sure that we achieve that. In the next several years, we have to create a competitive AI market, and the national strategy the challenges that we have to resolve together, like the piloting of industry cases, organization of hackathons, testing AI solutions in regions, and development of socially important solutions. In particular, large humanitarian capabilities that we think are related to the implementation of AI solutions for the community defense and responding to the emergencies. And for that, we need cross-industry competencies. Another important national strategy business task is to go to new foreign markets, and we need partners in our CIS countries. These are our neighbors in BRICS countries and other friendly nations. And we need that to test our own proprietary products in the new environment and to make the competition drive our technologies. At the same time, the state will remain an equal partner for the businesses in terms of AI development. Our task is to create the environment where there will be the fair and transparent competition within the country, and we need to support the Russian-made products that, as I've said before, will be exported and will have a competitive edge. In the current conditions, the state and the government is placing ethics, security, and benefits for the community at the top of the agenda. So it should benefit everyone. This year, to mark these society and economy-oriented solutions, a national award, which is called Leaders of AI, was instituted of Economics, the healthcare industry and construction companies were the leaders. And as for the regions, the most active regions were Belgorod, Tyumen, and regions and Tatarstan Republic. So today in the evening we're going to have an award ceremony, and we will give awards to 13 participants. Friends, let's open up a new chapter of AI development together. This is a key to ensure the growth of the economy and achieving the technological independence of our country. We are now living in the era where there is a very narrow window of possibilities for the development of the technological sovereignty without the pressure of the large foreign technology giants. And this is the greenhouse environment that is being created right now for the development of AI in Russia. And this is obviously a great opportunity to become one of the leaders. I would like to reiterate that the ambitious goals and the planned large-scale events put forth in the national AI development strategies that we have updated based on the orders of the President of Russia are our main work plan, our main roadmap for up to 2030. Let's create new success stories in construction, healthcare, transportation, education, industry, and other areas of economy and social life. I do hope that the scientific, business, and state communities will work together as one mechanism to create our success stories. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.